And so the iPod Touch and the iPhone, major software updates to each one, and that was the second thing I wanted to talk about today. All right. Number three. Number three is a good one, too. Number three is about iTunes. I'm really pleased to report that last week we sold our 4 billionth song. Isn't that great? Four billion songs. You know, on Christmas Day, we set a new record. We sold 20 million songs in one day on Christmas Day. Isn't that amazing? 20 million songs in one day. That's our new one-day record. On iTunes, we've also sold 125 million TV shows. That's way more than everyone else put together, selling TV shows online. And we've sold 7 million movies. Again, that's more than everyone else put together, but it did not meet our expectations, I have to tell you. And so we've looked at this a lot, and we think there's a better way to deliver movie content through iTunes over the internet to our customers. And so today, we're introducing iTunes Movie Rentals. Now, we've never offered a rental model in music because we don't think people want to rent their music. Every time we go out and ask them, they want to own their music because you listen to your favorite song thousands of times in your life. But your favorite movie, most of us watch movies once, maybe a few times. And renting is a great way to do it. It's less expensive. It doesn't take up space on our hard drive when we're done. It's a great way to look at movies. And so this is what the new section of the iTunes store looks like for movie rentals. And we have gotten the participation of some great studios. Touchstone Pictures, Miramax, MGM, Lionsgate, and New Line Cinema. Oh, and by the way, these 6 too. Twentieth Century Fox, Warner Brothers, Walt Disney, Paramount, Universal, and Sony Pictures. We have every major studio supporting us with iTunes Movie Rentals. And we're going to have all the great first-run films. You know, all the films of this year that are now out on DVD, just really, really great films. I'm sure you saw a lot of these in the theater. That's a particular favorite of mine. We've also got great library titles. Hunt for Red October, Matrix, Jerry Maguire, Austin Powers. Lots of library titles. And all of the great new titles this last year. Here's a great example I wanted to highlight. This film, I didn't happen to see this film. I'm sure most of us didn't. But you know, this film got a 95% on the tomato meter at Rotten Tomatoes, which is the best review site out there. And now we have a chance to see these kinds of films and have them brought into our consciousness that we might not normally have had the opportunity to see. And all the great films of the year on iTunes Movie Rentals. Now, so what's the deal? Here's the deal. We're going to launch with over 1,000 films by the end of February. 1,000 films by the end of February. And we're going to have films from the studios 30 days after their DVD release. You can watch them anywhere. You can watch them on your Macs, watch them on your PCs, watch them on all current generation iPods, watch them on your iPhone. You can watch them instantly. When you say rent, if you have a modern broadband connection, you'll be able to watch them in less than 30 seconds. What are the rules? When you rent a movie, you have 30 days to start watching it. And after you start watching it, you have 24 hours to finish watching it. You can watch it as many times as you want within 24 hours. So 30 days to start, and after you start, you have 24 hours to finish. And you can actually transfer the films to another device in the middle of watching them. So you can watch the first half on your computer, realize you've got a flight to catch, transfer the film to your iPod, and watch it, the rest of it on the iPod on the airplane if you'd like. So you can move the films around to different devices. What are they going to cost? To rent a library title is going to cost just $2.99. To rent a new release, $3.99. So here's how it works. I'm on iTunes, I'm looking at a movie I might like to rent. I push Rent Movie right here, and it adds it to a collection of movies I've already rented, let's say, in a new category of rented movies up in my iTunes library. So I've already rented the Simpsons movie, I've already rented Harry Potter, and it adds Ratatouille, and I've got 29 days remaining. And I can watch Ratatouille on my Mac in this case. So I'm watching Ratatouille, but I want to watch the rest of it on my iPod. So I stop the movie, I plug in my iPod, I go to movies, and I see this. It shows me all 3 movies, and with one simple button called Move, I move Ratatouille onto my iPod, and now I can watch the rest of Ratatouille right on my iPod. It's that simple. iTunes Movie Rentals launches today. It's a free software update. There's free software updates going out for iTunes, iPods, and iPhones to support iTunes Movie Rentals. We're rolling it out in the U.S. starting today, international later this year. We're dying to get this international as well. So iTunes Movie Rentals. You can watch movies on your Macs and PCs. You can watch movies on all the current generation iPods. And you can watch movies on your iPhone. But what about this? What about this flat screen TV that I just bought? I'd like to watch the movies there too. Well, I have to say, all of us have tried. We have Microsoft, Amazon, TiVo, Vudu, Netflix, Blockbuster. We've all tried to figure out how to get movies over the internet and onto a widescreen TV. And you know what? We've all missed. No one has succeeded yet. We tried with Apple TV. And Apple TV was designed to be an accessory for iTunes and your computer. That's not what people wanted. We learned that what people really wanted was about movies, movies, movies. And we weren't delivering that. So we're back with Apple TV Take 2. It still syncs beautifully to your computer if you want, but no computer is required to use Apple TV Take 2. So, here's what you can do with Apple TV. You can rent movies directly on your widescreen TV. You don't have to rent them on a computer and move them over. You can rent them directly on your widescreen TV with Apple TV. And you can rent them in DVD quality, and you can rent them in HD with full with Dolby Digital 5.1 surround sound. The quality is unbelievable. You can also now view audio and video podcasts right on Apple TV. You can choose from the over 125,000 podcasts in the iTunes podcast directory and see them right on your widescreen TV. Photos. You can get photos from your computer, but you can now go right over the internet and get photos from Flickr and .Mac and watch them. As you know, photos are stunning on a widescreen TV because modern digital cameras are all HD resolution. And of course, YouTube. We've been working with the guys at YouTube for quite some time, and we've expanded the selection to, there's over 50 million videos that you can now watch on your widescreen TV from YouTube. And this has worked out so great. Our customers love this. You can now buy TV shows and music right on your widescreen TV with Apple TV. And if you are using a computer, it'll automatically sync them right back to your computer. And of course, you can play iTunes content and watch photos directly from your computer if you want to do that. It's even better than the original Apple TV in this regard. So all of this stuff on the new Apple TV. Let me focus in on the HD movies for a minute. As we said, we have library and new release titles, and the library titles are $2.99 and $3.99. Well, in HD, they're just $1 more. $3.99 and $4.99.